If you've got family in Mexico right now, you better be worried. I hope you're in contact with them. I was in contact with 2 friends of mine right now that live down in that area. They live down there for about 6 months out of the year and then go back up to Canada or along that Canada border. And they're worried. They've been told shelter in place at the resort that they live during this off season. And they're legitimately worried about how and when or if they can get home. Because, you know, they're considered tourist. But tourist is just a perspective. If you're a part of this Jalisco cartel, tourist just became currency. It just became a hostage situation. The State Department has not come out and said anything officially about these American citizens and other citizens from other countries being considered actual hostages. At some point, they're going to have to address the issue. This will probably come up tomorrow night on the State of the Union. Donald Trump has a lot of things going on right now, and I believe it's time to engage Secretary of State Marco Rubio. It's probably time to engage the United States military. I don't know if we've seen a hostage situation like this at a neighboring country that shares a border, that we share a lot of trade with. Think of all the materials that come in and out of Mexico to the United States on trucks and various other pieces of equipment that come in and out of these borders. But right now, Daisy, come on, let's go. She hates a squirrel. Daisy, come on. Dang, she hates a squirrel. These squirrels are driving me crazy. We won't talk about that because some of y'all get offended. But I think the next option is on the table. And I think Donald Trump is going to have to make that decision, either to deploy some military to the southern border. But even with that, how do you go about such a massive rescue operation? There's American citizens scattered all over Mexico in various resort towns. I mean, that's just the tourist. That's just the people that went there, you know, recently. There are a lot of people that have property and family down there. There's American citizens that they have family there. Are they going to be taken? Are they going to be used for trade? Come on, Daisy. Daisy. They could very well be pieces of currency. These cartels know nothing more than intimidation. That's the rule. That's the way that they play. It's not time to play nice right now. But I don't know if there's ever been another military operation this big. A rescue operation that would be this big. Now, there's some military bases along that southern border. You've got El Paso, Texas. I think that's Fort Bliss. That city in El Paso is overrun with cartels. Overrun with cartels. You've got San Diego, the Navy base there. You've got, well, that's all part of that base, Balboa. But there's a lot of military, well, there's 2 major military bases along the southern border with a lot of Hispanic and a lot of Mexican staff on those bases. Do you think that they are not aware of what's going on? I mean, you'd be pretty gullible to think that all of the Mexican people that are in cities along the southern border don't know someone in the cartel, right? I mean, we've all got that cousin or that uncle or that friend that's done a little time, right? I got a good buddy of mine right now. He's been in prison 2 or 3 times, and God knows when he's going to get out. And he did some shady stuff, a lot of it down in Mexico. So what do you think, guys? Is this the time for Donald Trump to make a move? And even if he does make a move, the Democrat Party is not going to support this. Hell, I bet Thomas Massey doesn't support this. I bet Rand Paul doesn't support this. But these are actual American citizens, maybe not classified as hostages yet, but if they're told they can't leave, if they're told they can't move, get out, what is that? You know, you restrict somebody's movement, and then let's say that we do stage some kind of operation. How do you ensure that you only get the American citizens? What if these cartels start taking passports, start taking their IDs, and then it goes on merit and what you believe? Are you going to take other people's word for it when they say they're an American citizen? There's got to be some kind of vetting process to get these people back in, because, you know, some other bad guys could come in under the guise of, oh yeah, I'm an American. Does this change the game on the Nancy Guthrie case? Well, Fox News dropped that story like a hot frickin' potato. They don't want to talk about that. I don't believe the Democrat Party wants to talk about this situation, because according to the Democrat Party, all of the people in Mexico are fine people, right? There's no room for cartels. Everyone's a doctor or a lawyer. Nobody's guilty of anything. That's what we're told. They're all good people, all fine people. It's a weird situation, guys. Weird situation is unfolding, and I don't know where it goes after this. The next 48 hours are going to be crucial. They are going to be monumental. The State of the Union, Donald Trump has to address this. How many of you know someone that's down there? I know 2 people, so I know some of you have to know these folks. If you were the President of the United States for one day, what do you do? One day, what do you do right now? What's the move you make? Do you think this raises the stakes on passing the SAVE Act? We've got a secure border, but the people that are here, have they got a little tainted love? Have they got a little tainted allegiance to the cartels? Customs and Border Patrol, we've already seen that some of them have been on the take. How many of these elected officials on these border states, Arizona, New Mexico, California, how many of them have the potential for being on the take? I think if you don't start asking those questions, it's only because you don't want the answers. That's the problem. But it seems like the cartel's really pissed off that they changed the name of the Gulf of America, or made it the Gulf of America. They're out for skin now. It's a weird timeline we're in, ladies and gentlemen, when tourists become hostages. And sadly, we all knew that these resorts were owned by the cartels. We knew this. You knew it. I knew it. And people just ignored it. Oh, it'll never happen. The cartels rely on the tourist. Well, they're going to rely on the tourists right now as a bargaining chip. That's all that these tourists are right now, is a bargaining chip. What they want, I don't know. The value of a tourist, what is the monetary value of an American tourist in Mexico right now? $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million? Last time we had a hostage situation like this with American citizens, I think it goes back to Jimmy Carter is where it goes back to, right? Iran. We've got something else going on with them now. I mean, these cartels and these sleeper cells, if you think they're not working together, if you think they're not in communication, I believe you're just being damn gullible. There's a lot of gullible people right now that aren't putting 2 and 2 together. I feel sorry for the people down there. Could you imagine if this would have happened in about 2 weeks with all the children that would be down there on spring break? That's when the game would have really felt differently. If there was a bunch of kids down on spring break, college, high school, parents with kids out of school. What do you think about these ICE protests right now? Does this change the game on the anti-ICE protest? People are allowing their kids to go and protest the invasion of illegals. Got my Bigfoot decoy over here. I haven't been able to lure any in here yet. I'm going to try to get a couple more lured in. I've heard them out here. They've been tree knocking. I've heard them. They're here. Right here in Arkansas. We got them. We got some big feet. Some real big feet. I'll catch you in the next one. Leave a comment down below. Tourists become hostages. The game has changed, ladies and gentlemen. The game has changed. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll be doing a live stream of the State of the Union address to hear exactly what Donald Trump says about this. And as always, every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, on this channel, we do a live stream every morning, running through the news so that you don't have to suffer through Fox, CNN, and all the other MS Now morons. I'll see you in the morning.